All right, well, we're in our deer camp 2022 North Kaibab, and we left home at 7:45 yesterday morning, and we finally got into our campsite at 5:15. Had no idea what we were doing, but we got camp set up, had dinner last night. It was a real nice night, except Art brought the wrong sleeping bag. He froze his butt off, so he's going to pack up and head back home. But we got to have a good visit and everything. And today, Kanan and I are going to take out and make rounds and kind of scout the place out and see what's going on. And we already saw one side-by-side drive by with a nice big buck in the back of it. So things are looking up. We'll let you know how it goes.
Good luck should be coming.
All right.
For the fall hunts in 2022, I suggested to my oldest grandson, Kanan, that we apply for the North Kaibab hunts. Each would file a separate application, and if one of us got drawn, the other would help with the hunt. I got my first mule deer on the eastern side of the North Kaibab on day 9 of a 10-day hunt in 1986. It was the greatest hunting experience of a lifetime, and at age 36, I was in the best shape of my life since boot camp. For the third time in 40 years, I got drawn for the western side of the Kaibab, which is mostly on the top of the plateau. I believe this was the first hunt that I missed on opening day. Seasons always open on a Friday. Getting there Thursday so I could hunt Friday morning would be ideal. However, I would have had to drive the 360 miles there by myself, and Mama would not approve of that. So, Art and Kanan drove up with me on Friday. We barely found a campsite before dark. After Art left Saturday morning, we explored our hunt area. There was a storm forecast to come in overnight with a chance of 4 inches of snow, and the wind from the north blew hard all day Saturday. The lightning-caused warm fire burned 58,000 acres during the summer of 2008. Since then, the Forest Service, supported by American Forest Global Relief Program, planted 450,000 ponderosa pine and Douglas fir trees in the fire area during 2008.
One, two, three, four, five. At least 5 does there. Okay. Six. Yeah, a whole bunch. Big tank. Look at that one running on the dam.
There's water in it too.
Yeah, got water in it.
This is a optimal spot.
Alright, now I want to look it over, see if somebody's built a blind in here somewhere. Yeah, that's good right there. Look at them just over there feeding. Yeah. I'm not going to get out. Well, it's Saturday night, about 9:20. We just made a run into Jacobs Lake, check on Ark, made sure he got back okay, and he did. And it started spitting a little bit on us as we started into town, and by the time we got back, we were getting little squalls here and there, and so it's starting to come down pretty good. They've got rain through most of the night, and then tomorrow morning turning to snow, about 4 inches by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But when we got back this afternoon after going to Jacobs Lake, as we drove past camp, we were going to check out another road and jumped a bunch of does right here next to camp. So we drove around and come back up the road that we're camped on, and there's a tank down there, and there was about 6 or 8 does just hanging around there munching, eating. Nice green spot. We drove on by. They didn't get excited. Came back to camp, hiked back down there, and sat and watched. And so my plan's to be there tomorrow morning before sunup and see if a buck shows up. May not be one, but there's water and it's some nice ice cream to eat if it's not covered in snow. So we're not sure what that's going to bring, but we'll see tomorrow morning.
Well, it did snow last night, as you can see. Canopy's kind of overloaded with snow. We got some work to do today. Well, the weatherman was right. It did snow last night. And boy, did it snow. We've spent about 35-40 minutes knocking the snow off the canopy. It was all bent down. I mean, even stuff underneath it got snowed on. We've been knocking snow, heavy snow. It rained at first, and then it snowed. So it was ice underneath all this. We still haven't got it all off. We ran the exterior for a while and got the windshield clean so we can get out of here. But yes, sir, they were right. Only I think we got about 6 inches instead of 4.
Kanan's testing the ice. Once it breaks through, we don't know how deep it is. But there have been side-by-sides all over this forest for the past week, and none of them have been down this road yet. The ravens are chewing on something over there. Yep, it snowed last night. We figure we got about 6 inches or so. Maybe more. Hit the brakes. You can see what your stopping power is. As the hood heats up, it'll be coming out. All right, rolling. 24 degrees this morning. Yeah. I had to put Kanan to work. It's like snowing over there. Let's get off this. Put one wheel over here in case somebody comes hauling at you. Okay, let's see. Can't see. We're good going outside. we drove through that little squall, and now we got clear skies. It's supposed to be clear the next few days, so we'll take advantage of it. We saw the lion hunters go by camp this morning already. Had their dogs in the crate in the back, looking anxious. Well, as you can see, it is a bright and beautiful day Monday morning, but colder than a well digger's you know what. It's 7 degrees right now. The low this morning was 5. Yeah. So I kept the water heater on all night, and we kept the thermostat at the very minimum, which is about 42 or 43 degrees, but all the water pipes froze up. So we got no... We got lots of frozen jugs, we got lots of ice. Man, we're set for ice. So, we're going to head to Jacob's Lake for breakfast, or Fredonia, whatever comes first. But yes, it is beautiful and cold. Off we go. Don't look like much from here, but it's a whole different world on top of that plateau. Some more. I'm surprised how many tracks there are out here. Right out in the wide open. Must have made it night. Well, today is Tuesday night. Kanan's cooking up some breakfast. We had oatmeal and got out early this morning and went and hiked the ridge and spooked up a buck. Never got a good look at him to see, and that was the only action we got all day. But it only got down to 19 this morning. It got down to 5 degrees yesterday. So all the pipes froze. It wasn't until late yesterday afternoon that we finally got the water flowing in the trailer again. And they froze again overnight last night, but they were working by 1:30 when we got back from our running around. So I'm gonna have a nice big breakfast and get ready for tomorrow.
GoPro's attached to the windshield, so it's always looking straight ahead. But off to our right was a huge flock of turkeys, 12 to 15 turkeys. And once we got about here, they stopped being concerned about us at all and went about their business. But it was really cool to see them.
He's moving from tree to tree. Still see him? Well, I was kidding earlier about having squirrel for dinner because we've got ribeyes that we're going to have. But Canaan is going to cook up the rear legs. He's made up a special concoction and got some seasoning, and we're going to have some squirrel legs for a snack, for an appetizer.
And they turned out good too, especially with the sauce he made.
Well, today's going to be our last day to hunt, and we're going to pack up and leave tomorrow, Saturday. So woke up this morning and came out, had a flat tire. Right front is flat. We're going to air it up, see if we can fix it, keep on rolling. Man, has it been cold up here. We went down yesterday to a lower elevation. There was hardly any snow. We saw quite a bit of game, so we were planning on doing that again today. We'll see if we can. Yes, sir. Nothing like having to change a flat when it's 27 degrees out. We did find the hole in this one, so we're going to plug it and put it on for a spare. Well, we found the leak in this one. That was on the right front. And we plugged it. May have a slow leak, but at least we got a spare now. So, put it all back together. See what's up. Well, I couldn't get the camera to turn on, but Canaan spotted and got another white-tailed Kaibab squirrel. Pretty little boogers. All black looking and everything. Nice. Well, this is goodbye to the North Kaibab Plateau. No deer were harmed, but boy, we had a great time. Canaan got several squirrels, got a shot of the coyote. We saw turkeys. We got to learn a lot about the country. It's a beautiful place. He plans on coming back in the summer. Check it out.
In 1986, to celebrate our 10th wedding anniversary, we took a week in our 1985 Toyota Land Cruiser and traveled around Arizona to get to know our newly adopted home state. Our first stop was was the Chiricahua National Monument. The Chiricahua Mountains are one of several mountains in southern Arizona known as Sky Islands. Most rise to 9,000 feet or higher above the desert and have a unique environment in the middle of the desert. From there, we went to another Sky Island, Mount Graham, and camped at Riggs Flat Lake. After the nauseating drive down the mountain, we went into New Mexico to avoid driving up 666 to Alpine, which is 100 miles of twisty, windy road at 10 and 15 miles an hour. After that, we went to the Petrified National Monument, Lee's Ferry, and finally, we camped on the North Kaibab that evening and had does passing through our camp. We got a room at the Grand Canyon Lodge on the North Rim and a front row seat for dinner overlooking the canyon. Topped off a perfect trip. Don't be fooled by the name Jacob Lake. You will be hard-pressed to find a lake. When Linda and I went on our 6-week honeymoon in '76, after visiting Zion National Park, we traveled to Jacob Lake to spend the night. It was the last week of June, and we were sleeping on the ground in sleeping bags. Well, at 7,942 feet above sea level, it gets down to freezing overnight, even in June. Jacob Lake is also where Highway 67 begins and takes you to the best views of the Grand Canyon from the North Rim, and crowds are a lot smaller. Driving east on 89A off the plateau, the next possible stop is Marble Canyon and the Cliff Dwellers. The elevation there is 3,570 feet above sea level. So, in a 35-minute drive from Jacob Lake to Marble Canyon, you have an elevation drop of 4,372 feet, back in the desert. The drive runs parallel to the Vermilion Cliffs, where they have established release sites for the California condor. When Art and I got drawn in 12B back in '97, which is north of 89A to the Utah border, we drove back into the middle of it in September scouting it. Very interesting country. We were glad to get back on solid ground, and we never saw a critter except for lizards. When I, Art Baumgarth, Jeff Mansfield, and Steve Mooney got drawn for 12A East hunt in 1986, we were excited. Only 50 permits were issued. The area covered everything east of Highway 67 to Marble Canyon and everything south of the National Park to 89A. We had the early hunt hoping for snow on top to send the deer down to us. Well, that didn't happen, but 3 of the 4 of us got deer that year. This is a gamble you take with the North Kaibab. You have no control of the weather. In '86, it never got down to freezing on the desert side, so the deer stayed high up on the plateau. If you're hunting the east side when a big storm comes, all the deer come down to the sagebrush and are much easier to find. Both times I've been drawn, the weather was just the opposite of what I wanted. It's all part of the game.
Goodbye to the Kaibab.